So hello and welcome to yet another class of simple equations. So here we will be continuing forming simple equation problems. Basically, once again we will be dealing with some more problems where students find it difficult to make equations and proceed. Once again I am taking up an assignment problem. This is the ninth problem in the level 1 of the assignment, which is available at the following link. The one which I am underlining now, that is https://dll.dropbox.com and so on so forth. The key to assignment is available at the link below and solutions at this link. All these URLs can also be found in the description of this video for your ease of access, so that you can copy them and directly paste them into your browser to access the docs. Okay, so let's start with problem number 9 of level 1. So it says a change making machine contains 1 rupee, 2 rupee and 5 rupee coins. That is fine. Total number of coins is 300. So the known quantity here is that total coins is equal to 300, which is fine. The amount is 960, so that is another known quantity, that is total amount is 960. And then they say some condition, like if number of 1 rupee coins and 2 rupee coins are interchanged, the value comes down by rupees 40. Total number of 5 rupee coins is what we have to find. So now listing down the unknowns, we know total number of coins, we know the denomination of the coins, that is 1 rupee, 2 rupee and 5 rupee, but we don't know how many 1 rupee, 2 rupee and 5 rupee coins are there. So let's list down the unknowns and assign a symbol to them. So 1 rupee we would call O because of this O. 2 rupee I will call T, T this is, and 5 rupee, since 5 starts from F, I will call them F. So O, T and F are my unknowns. So now we have listed down the unknowns. Now let's go to the next step of establishing relation between these unknowns. We know that total number of coins is 300. That means O plus T plus F is equal to 300. So this is my first equation. Second thing I know is that total amount is rupees 960. That is amount contributed by 1 rupee coin, 2 rupee coin and 3 rupees coin. Oh, sorry, 5 rupee coin. There is nothing called a 3 rupee coin. Okay, so 1 rupee coin, number of 1 rupee coins is O. So total amount contributed by 1 rupee coins is O into 1. Number of 2 rupee coins is T. So total amount contributed by 2 rupee coins is 2 into T. And similarly, number of coins of 5 rupees is 5. So total amount contributed by 5 rupee coin is 5 into F. And this is given as 960. So here we have another equation, that is O plus 2T plus 5F is equal to 960. Now let's see what else is given. If number of 1 rupee coin, 2 rupee and 2 rupee coins are interchanged. So they are saying that if number of 1 rupee coins are interchanged with 2 rupee coins, that is number of 2 rupee coins becomes O and number of 1 rupee coins becomes T. That is, these are interchanged. Then total value comes down by rupees 40. So in that case, total value comes down by rupees 40 means total value comes down by rupees 40, that is 960 minus 40, it becomes 920. So total value becomes 920 if I have T 1 rupee coins. So contribution will be T into 1 plus O 2 rupee coins, 2 into O, plus F 5 rupee coins, which was 5F, which gives me T plus 2O plus 5F equal to 920. So here are my three equations which I was looking for. Because there are three equations, they will help me solve three unknowns. So far so good. Now unknown which we are after is F. So ideally we should try to eliminate O and T. If I look at equations 1 and 2, I see that I have coefficient of O, or the number which is with O, is 1 in both the equations. So if I subtract one of the equations from the another, I should be able to eliminate O. So that's what I will do. Equation 2 minus equation 1 will give me O plus 2t plus 5f equal to 960 minus O plus t plus f equal to 300. On subtraction, the result obtained is t plus 4f equal to 660. Now since I have eliminated O from equations 1 and 2, O is something I would like to eliminate from 1 and 3 as well, because I take equations in pairs and eliminate the same variable, that is O. So if I look at equation 1 and 3, I can eliminate O if I multiply equation 1 by 2 and then subtract. This 2 is numeric 2, numeric, and then subtract from equation 3. Then in that case I will have 2O here, 2O here, which will easily get cancelled. So on multiplying 1 by 2, equation 1 by 2, I get 2O plus 2T plus 2F equal to 600. And equation 3 as it stands, it was 2O, sorry, why am I using this bracket, 2O plus T plus 5F equal to 920. Now on subtraction I get T minus 3F is equal to minus 320, which in turn is 3F minus T equal to 320. So if you see, I have got two equations in T and F, that is 3F minus T and T plus 4F. Let me call this equation as equation 4 and this equation as equation 5. Now if we add these two equations, we will be able to get rid of T and finally get an equation in terms of F which we are looking for. So let's do 4 plus 5. This time plus will suffice because it is plus T here, minus T here. If we add them, T will cancel out. So on doing this, I get T plus 4F equal to 660. Let me write this as minus T plus 3F equal to 320. Adding, we get 0 plus 7F equal to 980, which implies that 7F is 980. Therefore, F equal to 980 by 7 equal to 140. So F is the variable which we were after and its value we have found. That is, the total number of 5 rupee coins is 140. So I mark option B and move on. Coming to the next problem, now this is a level 2 problem. Level 2 if you see. So in your assignment, whose link is given again here, it's the same link which was there for the above problem. It's a level 2 problem, problem number 3. So let's try to solve this problem. So they say that 10 years ago, ages of members of a joint family of 8 people added up to 231 years. So it was 10 years ago data which they have given me. Total age 231. 3 years later, one member died at age of 60 years and child was born during the same year. Now they have not given me age of any of the members individually, but they have given me the sum of age. Now they are saying 3 years later. 3 years later is 7 years ago, right? Because if something was 10 years ago and after that 3 years have passed, that thing is 7 years ago. So now 7 years ago, what happened? First thing which I can clearly see is that there are 8 members and each of their age increased by 3 years. So if old age was 231, that is 10 years ago, then it becomes 231 plus 8 into 3, because every member is, all of the 8 members are contributing to 3 years of age. So 231 plus 8 into 3, 7 years ago. That is 3 years later. So 7 years ago their age becomes 255. Now what happens that there is one member who is dying at the age of 60 years and a child was born. That means due to death of a member of 60 years age, now the age is 195. Number of members though still remains 8 members because one guy has died and a child is born. So we have a new condition now that 7 years ago 8 members, total age 195. Let's see what happens after that. After another 3 years. So if something was 7 years ago and 3 years more pass, then we will be coming to 4 years ago. And once again we see that one more member died, again at 60, and a child was born during the same year. So now we are talking about 4 years ago. So first of all, before applying this condition, 4 years ago, whatever was their age at 7 years ago, every member has added 3 years of age to him. That means age at 4 years ago is 195 plus 8 into 3, which is equal to 219. Now, at this age, one member dies to get their age as 159. But still number of members remain 8 because a child was born. So the new establishment we have is 4 years ago, total age of 8 members is equal to 159. Next, see what they are up to. They are asking the current average age of 8-member joint family. So now current average age. This was 4 years ago. So current will be 159 plus, since each member has increased its age by 4, 4 into 8, it is 191. 159 plus 32, this is 159 plus 32 will lead us to 191. Now average of age of the family would be total age by number of people. So total age we know currently is 191 and number of people also we know is 8. Now if you calculate 191 by 8, you will get something like this, 23.8, which is close to, let's see which option. which is close to 24 years. So I mark option E as my answer. So this is close to 24 years. Option E as my answer and move on. Now let's come to 18th problem. Now this is again level 2. We are done with level 1 problems. Now this problem is again level 2. Level 2 of the same assignment we were talking about. So what does this say? 2 by 5 of the voters promised to vote for P and rest promised to vote for Q. That is fine. But do we know the number of voters? No. Of these, on last day, 15% of the voters went back to their promise to vote for P, and 25% of voters went back to their promise to vote for Q, and P lost by 2 votes. Then total number of voters is. So yes, lots of things have been happening. Voters have been backing out and voting for the wrong party and all. But let's not concern ourselves with that. So let's look at the unknown part here. The unknown part in this case is number of voters itself. So let's say number of voters is V. That is number of voters. Sorry, wrong spelling. Number of voters. Now let's see what do they say. They are saying 2 by 5 of voters promised to vote for P. So voters promising for P is 2 by 5 of total voters. That is 2 by 5 of V. And rest promised for Q. So what is the rest voters? That is the leftover voters. That is V minus 2 by 5V, which will be equal to 3 by 5V. So that means voters promising for Q is equal to 3 by 5V. Of these, on last day, 15% of voters went back of their promise to vote for P. So how many didn't vote for P? Didn't vote for P despite promising is equal to 15% of 2 by 5V, which is 15 by 100 into 2 by 5V, which gives us 6 by 100 of V. So voters not voting for P but voting for Q is equal to 6 by 100 V. So basically we have three things now: voters promising for P, voters promising for P, Q, and voters not voting for P but voting for Q. The fourth thing we have is, let me make fourth thing we have is voters who didn't vote for Q, which was 25% of voters. As they say, 25% of voters went back of their promise to vote for Q. So voters not voting for Q but voting for P is equal to 25% of whatever voters who chose to vote for Q. So 3 by 5 V was the number of voters who chose to, means who promised to vote for Q, but out of them 25% or 25 by 100 backed out. This leads us to 15 V by 100. So then we have another thing, that is voters not voting for Q but voting for P is equal to 15 V by 100. So this is our fourth entity. So from these four entities, we can find out that how many voters actually voted for P. Actually voted for P, which was the number of voters who promised. Then subtract from this the number of voters who backed out, voters not voting for P, and number of voters who voted for P despite promising for Q, that is 15V by 100. Similarly, actual voted for Q will be equal to total number of voters who promised minus who backed out, that was this 15V by 100, and adding those who actually voted despite promising for P, that is this whole thing I mean. So now let's find out each of the things. Actual voted for P. In this V is common and 100 is LCM. So 5 goes 20 times in 100, so 20 into 2, 40, minus 6 plus 15, which gives V into 49 by 100, that is equal to 49V by 100. Similarly, actual voted for Q, LCM is once again 100. Once again we have V common. Once again 5 is going 20 times into 100, so 3 into 20 we get 60V minus 15V plus 6V, which gives me V into, sorry, this V we have already taken common, so it should not be there. So it should be V into 51 by 100, because 60 minus 15 is 45, 45 plus 6 is 51, which is 51V by 100. Now let's revisit the question. Then they are saying P lost by 2 votes. Yeah, we can clearly see that actual who voted for Q is 51V by 100, while actual who voted for P was 49V by 100. So clearly there were more voters for Q, so P had to lose. Now this difference, that is number of voters who voted for for Q minus number of voters who voted for P, is equal to 2. Since P lost by 2 votes, that means difference of number of voters voting for Q minus number of voters voting for P is 2, which gives 2V by 100 equal to 2, which in turn gives V equal to 100. So number of voters is 100. Let's see if that is present in one of our options. Yes, it is. So for level 2, 18th problem, I would choose option A and move on. So now we are done with the practice of forming equations. The problems we did in previous video and this video were pretty simple and not involving much tricks. The only thing was that you should know how to list down the unknowns, form relations between them, and then solve those equations. In our next video, we will get into more tricky business because CAT is all about tricks and saving time. So in next video, we will be dealing with some of the good tricks of solving equation problems where we can save lots of time and also at the same time do the problem efficiently.